Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second round of Rampage Open Playoffs. I am here with my co-caster, Tame. I am Syncross Dyer. How are you doing today?
Very good. Excited to cast up some hopefully close games here as we work into the final 8 teams. Everybody's been, pelting away to get this far, and hopefully everybody's fired up and ready to go.
Yep, so for today's series, we have Squidward's House versus Cloud 10. We're already into the draft, but Cloud 10 took a solid 2-0 last week. They were the 5 seed, placing the 12th seed, but they took 2 quick wins on, so they should feel pretty strong going into this. We do have the 4-5 seed here.
Yeah, and I mean, stomping the momentum, and right out the gate, they're banning some comfort picks there. They're getting rid of the Kaisa and the Vladimir, which are 2 of the most played champions for Squidward's House over there. So, I mean, they obviously have a plan of attack. Their bans were locked in almost instantly, but, same goes for Squidward's House as well.
Mm-hmm. Banning that Anivia, which was Cloud 10 chose that for their first game. It went 7-1-4 in their game, and control mages are just really strong right now, as well as Jarvan's just solid. So a lot of comfort picks going on right now, and we're getting into the picks now that we have all 6 bans locked in. That's going to be a Lucian lock-in, immediately high priority.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what elo you're in, as long as you get along with your support, Lucian Braum is always a pretty solid. Not sure if they're going to go with that or not, but, the first pick, sort of ballsy, hey, come at me, play what you want.
Lucian has pretty good scaling with the Essence Reaver buffs. He doesn't mind building that. He also has a lot of good level 2 synergy. There's a lot of good level 2 power spike supports in the game right now. We have Alistar right now, Rakan, Braum you mentioned. Thresh has a really good level 2. So he has a lot of good synergy with meta supports right now.
Yeah,
which makes him also really good.
The Sejuani Sivir coming out for C10, very easily picked. You could basically work these into any team comp right now. Sejuani is just such a good all-around jungler. She's in a pretty good spot right now as long as you know how to aim her R. Sivir right now is actually across all pro play and in high elo at Plat Plus, she's actually sitting at 54% win rate with a 22% pick rate. So, I mean, Sivir is kind of the in ADC right now because, if the waves can't make it to your towers, you can't lose the game.
Yeah, and she has pretty good safety within the lane. She can get camped and get far ahead. Like if her jungler ganks for her, she can get really far ahead and snowball, or she can just stall out the lane and just clear waves until she has a bunch of items and then kill everyone.
Yeah, that seems to be the current meta right now is the stalling. If you get behind, just kind of stall waves, play a wave clear mid-mage right now as well. Mm-hmm. You've seen players like Froggen and Pro Play taking a lot of the Vel'Koz and just stalling games out for what seems like an hour, but is more like 35.
Yeah, and so we have the Rakan lock-in for Squidward's House as well, and Vi. We've seen Vi played a little bit recently in Pro Play. Not so much in NA, but it's been picked all over the place. And Rakan. We have a Lux. Lux can go mid or support right now. Really strong with the Aftershock right now.
I'm not as much of a fan of Lux as I think everybody else is right now. And Pro Play, it's basically being used as a counter pick into several other popular plays. Mm-hmm. And I don't really feel like that Lux is in a better spot than she's ever really been in. It's just that because people are seeing it in Pro Play, it starts to come back into solo queue because everybody's kind of secretly a Lux main. I don't even like Lux, and I have 50k mastery on Lux.
It's a different style of play for Lux. So for people who haven't been watching professional, Lux isn't being played in professional. She might be played here in this way, but in professional, she's not going to be your one shot, hit the binding, auto attack, ult you, and you're dead. And then it's up in another 20 seconds. Now it's actually her shield, her barrier.
Yes, the W.
So when she sends it out, I think at base it gives you a 100 HP shield, and on the return it gives you 250, and that's at rank 1. It gets better, and it also scales with AP. It's kind of insane. So it's another one of those shielding supports, and she's just really strong with it right now.
Yeah, the scaling on her shield is actually pretty nutty, and on top of that, she can throw it out pretty frequently as well. And, that goes for the whole team, and you start taking the damage and the Aftershock goes off and you're taking no damage and you have a giant shield.
So that last mist ban is a Renekton ban. So Squidward's House banning out 2 top lane picks. Cloud10 looking for maybe both of their solo laners or top and support. But they're going to pick up with the Scion. Pretty good blind pick.
Yeah, I was going to say, so far, C10's draft seems to be just safe.
We're going to safety pick, and then just really good scaling.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to pick things that scale, and we're going to pick things that have no real like hard counters that are currently made. Whereas I feel like Squidward's House is picking some comfort picks here. If I'm looking at their OPGG players, they're definitely picking some of their most picked, which is good. I mean, we're at an elo where, you know, just being comfortable can actually carry you over adhering to the meta.
Yep, and Scion is definitely comfort for Cloud10 as well. Picked it last series and have picked it throughout the regular split as well, quite frequently. So far, a really good draft from Cloud10.
Ooh.
Kindred, where is that? Is the Vi lane?
What is going on? There is no way. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we're actually seeing chat here. No, we're seeing in chat. Oh. Is that intentional? Yes.
Oh.
So I'm assuming, yeah, it's got to be the Vi top lane.
Kindred AD carry?
No, it's got to be the Vi top lane with Kennen mid, I believe.
We have, okay, well, with that Kindred pick, we have a lot of questions about Squidward House, where everything's going. Right now, Lucian's probably going bot. I'm amazed that Squidward's House picked up Rakan, and Xayah never got touched in the pick ban.
Yeah, it has to be Vi top. I mean, I don't know where any of this else could go, but if you guys want to theorize with that, I'd be down to hear some ideas coming in hot on that one. And, you know, C10 will round out their draft with the Veigar. Again, Veigar's in a good place right now. He's seeing some fringe play in EU. And, you know, again, scaling. Look at every single character that they have scale so well. But
and they can flex the Lux and Veigar. We've seen Veigar support and Lux support, and obviously both can go mid. So that's decent flex that they also have if they want to use that as a flex. I would imagine you probably put the Lux in support, at least if you're playing it with the barrier max. If you're not and you're trying to nuke people, then you put Veigar support, since Veigar's Q doesn't have to last hit. You can just hit champions with it, and it gives you the AP stacking.
And when we see
support, he can still get a lot of burst.
When we see the Scion in pro play right now, it's actually being seen fringe with the Veigar, because if you put down the baby cage, and then Scion's like, he just kind of like, you know, zombie puked into the baby cage. It's a good combo. It sets up, you know, Sivir to get some bouncing blades going, Lux to get some lasers going, Sejuani to get that R going. So I see a lot of synergy in their team comp. I like their draft. I can't say too much about Squidward's House. They're a wild card right now.
They have a lot of go buttons.
Yeah.
Rakan's engage, Vi, a Kindred, or not a Kindred, but a Kennen flank, and then Lucian has good follow up. So we might see some explosive team fights, because Cloud10 also has Sivir ultimate and Scion ultimate and Sejuani's kit.
But from what I know so far, like what we see so far, I mean, I basically have to give game 1 to Cloud10 based off of the draft and the knowledge that we have until we get in. Do you agree with me?
I'd agree, since I don't know where Squidward House's everything's going right now in the draft. It looks like Vi is going jungle and Kindred's going mid, but they can still trade. I don't really see any reason for them to do it, but they can. And yeah, Cloud10 has the easier execution. Kennen needs to find a flank for them to have a really good team fight. Yeah, Cloud10's comp is just really insane right now. Right, they're pretty much all S tier picks in all the lanes.
We're both calling here C10 to go 1-0 in this series. We're here quarterfinals already. Feels like it moves so fast every season that I'm here. But yeah, anything else, or would you like to go to break until we get this game going? Yeah, we're going to go to break, let the spectator delay take effect, and so we will see you guys in about 3 minutes, give or take, however long it takes them to get the rest of the draft and for us to load in. We will see you then. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
What the hell is that draft? I cannot agree with Kindred mid.
Yeah.
I can agree with like Kennen mid because that always like before top Kennen was a thing, Kennen was played as a mid laner and as an ADC for the longest time.
Because they also blinded the Kindred mid. Like maybe if it was like a niche counter pick or something like that, but they blinded it.
Yeah,
So either they have confidence in this pick, or I
I
don't
mean,
know.
Kindred does have the little dash to get out of the baby cage, but like if you get baby caged even once as Kindred, you are. And where are you going to stack marks? Like,
Yeah.
or are they just planning to fight early, like mad? Like, get their whole team, like all 5 players, to get a mark for Kindred or something.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to see some explosive team fights. There's a lot of damage, and honestly, all of the tank is on Cloud 10. They have Sejuani and Sion. There is there, everyone, and welcome back. I enjoyed that short little break. We're now into game with Cloud 10 on red side, Spanish Teacher in the top lane, Lifelong Tundra 7 in the jungle, Dragons AK-47 with 2 X's on either side in the mid lane, Hido Jukyum, 80 carry, what you said, Kura Okami 13 in support. And on blue side, we have Squidward's house. We have Lynx in the top lane, Frank Tato in the jungle, Slat in the mid lane playing Kindred with Ignite and Press the Attack. Humanity, there we go. It's hard to read. Playing AD carry, and Haru Decker in support. I am still here with Tame, and we're not seeing anything weird in the beginning of the game.
Ooh, we're gonna see some aggressive early poke out of Slat though. I kind of want to see the Kindred pick work, but there's another part of me, like deep in my soul, that does not want to see the Kindred pick work.
Yeah, so that's half HP chunk on the Viger before minions even arrive in the lane. We're going to see a leash-less start for the Sejuani on top side, and Vi getting a leash in the bot side.
Worth noting, too, is that Squidward's house stayed a long time on that leash in the bot lane. They might actually miss a little bit of XP. So you can see Sivir is already in the bot lane down there, Hido Jukum. That's significant. That's actually become more of a point of contention lately. People are starting to pay more and more attention to that kind of stuff, even up.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of aggression into the bot lane right now, but Lucian's not following up on Khan's engage, and they're going to go about even.
Trading doesn't get you any gold, man. Why would you follow up on any kind of aggression? The only way,
especially when you don't have any support item as the AD carry.
That's true, yeah. I mean,
that will get some gold to the Lux, though.
I just want to farm and scale, right? I don't want to fight anybody. I don't play League of Legends to fight people.
Yep.
Oh!
We're seeing some aggression onto the Sivir. We're going to see a knock-up. We're going to see some follow-up damage from the Lucian, but not quite enough. I wasn't sure if they were going to follow up on that, so I didn't even start casting it. I did not think they would go in on that.
Yeah, I was like wondering. I was like, no.
Yeah, it was a little bit slow on the reaction from the Lucian. It's still a one trade for Squidward's house, and it will get the lane pushing for them right now. Sivir can turn that around pretty quickly if she wants to, though.
Yeah, more around like level 4 or so is when Sivir starts to get the annoying, I'm going to push you out kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, the first couple levels for Sivir till you have your shield and everything good to go, mana is such a problem. You throw that Q and you're down like 30% of your total mana bar. You can see they're even activating the W, the bouncing blade there. That's about 10% of Sivir's mana. But, you know, just looking across the board here as we are observing, you know, Kindred's actually winning the farm in the mid lane so far. So, I mean, we're seeing 3
Kendon's on a
Dorans.
solid lead.
Yeah. I mean, so far it's working, right? And it looks like they are going to work their way up. Oh!
We're going to see some connection in the mid lane right now. Sejuani getting caught out. She's not going to have any room from her mid laner right now. She's going to have a flash out, but she's going to give first blood to Kindred. Kindred off to a really good start now with a kill and a CS lead of about a wave.
Yeah, that was interesting there. Sejuani just like decided they were gonna just keep on hitting the scuttle. Like maybe they thought they had some help coming. Maybe there's some miscommunication there, but you know, going right away to the Kindred. You know, Kindred scales, right? I mean, we're gonna see it do some things.
Yep, we're seeing some aggression in the mid lane right now. Flash over the wall. That's going to be a dive underneath the tower. Another kill to Kindred.
What in the world is going? What reality do we live in? Just the hop forward right through the baby cage, ignoring the rules of physics and science and meta to grab the second kill there. Oh my gosh. We already have a bounty on this Kindred.
Kindred already with the bounty, has 2 kills and has the push right now in the CS lead. Viger had to TP back to lane. Vi positioning for a gank on bot side. Sejuani is here, but just backed. So no counter gank, but also no gank initially. We have Dragon spawning in now.
Now.
Yeah. Vi is one of those junglers who can solo it as soon as she goes back and gets her jungle item.
with the changes denting blows back in 9.7. Vi's become a lot safer to play again, which is I think why we're seeing her again. A lot of more of a healthy, clear. Crowd control is really valuable in this meta where we're currently everything is hyper mobility. Any kind of like point and click CC like the Vi ult is very valuable right.
So the Kindred did back, got a Bilgewater Cutlass, and is sitting about 1,000 gold up on the Viger right now.
I don't hate the Cutlass buy, honestly. You know,
Yeah.
The slow on that, I can see it actually. It just shows to me that they want to kill Vigar more and more. Like they just want to keep going for what they've already been doing. And you know, shout out to Lynx in the top lane. He's actually poking the Scion out pretty well right now. As I say that, he's going to go ahead and get knocked up and lose a third of his health.
Yeah.
It's almost like sometimes the players have ESP as you're casting them. They're like, good job. And they're like, no, I'm doing the bad thing. I want to do it now.
He lost a third of his health through the level up, too, so he lost a little bit more than that. He leveled up in the middle of getting hit by that, so he lost a little bit more than a third of his health. He just got some back for leveling out. But also the eventual Bork will be really nice for getting through the two tanks we mentioned during draft for Cloud 10 right now, where there isn't really any tank stats for Squidward's house, but there is for Cloud 10, so you kind of want that Bork to shred through. We're going to have some aggression into the bot lane, but Spell Shield says no.
Yeah, such a powerful disengage tool. Just the instant activation no button.
Mm-hmm. But even still, Lucian does have the shove and also 15 CS lead right now. So lead's growing all over the map. Lynx is going to take some damage here on the way out. He's going to get knocked up. He's actually taking some decent damage on the way out here. Scion ults underneath the tower. He's going to take the Titan ultimate, but he's not going to get the trade kill yet. His passive will get it in the end, though.
Oh my goodness, what a series of events that started and ended with Kennen. So, activated the E way early there. You got to activate that E after the stun goes through. If you're playing the Kennen, the lightning rod, you got to wait to activate that. And because they didn't, that's why they died on that tower dive. But they played it the best they could. They took their misplay and turned it in. I'm going to make the most of this that I can. But Scion making good use of the passive there, Death Defied, and nope.
Yeah, bot lane, we have another spell shield that says no.
And when you do that, you're just giving the Sivir mana. I mean, you saw that there. Sivir got back almost half of her mana more.
Yeah, Lucian Rakan should reset. Lucian's sitting on about 2,000 gold in pocket right now. So that can be a Cutlass or a BF sword, depending on how early he wants to spike. He's going to go with the Cutlass. More slows and lifesteal and sustain in the lane.
It also gives you a way to break the spell shield as well. I don't hate it at all. So, I guess we're on Team Cutlass right now, as they are up 3-1 in kills in this early game and about 2,000 gold.
More aggression onto the Viger, but the baby cage, Kindred can't flash the baby cage. It's not up right now, but that is about a quarter HP left on the Viger. Vi goes over the wall. It smites away the buff, but we're going to see a little bit of slap fight right now. Both of them don't have a lot of damage right now, but we're actually seeing some decent damage from the Vi right now. Eventually that armor shred adds up. Kennan's going to roam down, though. He's going to get this kill in the end, and the passive will not go after Vi. He wasn't going to get the kill anyway. And so that's another kill for Squidward's house.
You got to wonder there, like, really... I mean, sure, you can go take that, but is it worth taking that right now? I don't think that was really worth trying to force. Maybe try to contest or steal, but really not just like commit with your whole life to the blue buff as the top laner.
And he didn't get it.
Yeah, and he didn't get it. I don't know.
Solo turret plate for Rakan. Rakan gets the solo turret plate. That gold's going to be game-changing. Scion gets some good damage on the Kennen, who couldn't turn it around under tower, but Kennen did get a plate. So,
yeah, Sion's landing. Spanish teacher is actually landing a lot of the stuns onto Link, but I think as soon as Lynx catches on to activate Lightning Rush after the stun, you can actually go in then pretty safely, honestly, and run through him, get the one of the 3 marks on him, and then just auto attack W for a stun and then another auto. That's like the standard Kennen combo after you trade. So I think as soon as he gets that one down, he's going to start seeing some more success in the trades, even though he's up in kills right now.
So Squidward's house has CS leads in all of the lanes, including the jungle, for what that matters. It doesn't necessarily mean a lead, depending on what camps you took. But there are CS leads for everybody on Squidward's house right now, and also 4 kills for them and 1 for Cloud10. That gives them a 3,000 gold lead at 10 minutes.
And they're currently, it looks like they're ready to pick up an Ocean Drake as well.
There's going to be a gank onto the top side. Sejuani does have the ultimate as a Sion ultimate as well. That's a whole lot of CC. Kennen pulls out the ultimate to try to get away, but he's not going to quite be able to do it. He might just get away underneath the tower, but nope. Sion yells at him, and he dies. There's an engage on the bot side, though. That's Sivir blown up immediately. Quick misuse by, yeah.
What is with the hard commits on the jungle camps? What is going on?
Lux is going to try to take this away, but there are 4 people here. That's way overextended for her.
Oh!
She's going to get boosted down. She doesn't have a spell shield. She can't get away from that. But with all of this pressure, 4 people committed to the bot side. That will give Rift Herald to Squidward's house now. Or Cloud10, rather. That was Kindred's first 4th mark. First buff from the marks is what I was trying to say. Thank you, broadcast.
So we are going to see this Kindred continue to scale, and it's just like, what's it going to do? It's already, you already got the Bork. It's already got an item before Veigar has an item. No boots yet, which you'd like to see out of the sort of like hoppy pokey play style that Kindred does. So I look to see some boots here very shortly.
Yep. And one of the nice things about getting Kennen to face into the Scion is the Scion has to put in gold to build the Spectre's Cowl that he now has. The only AP damage is coming from Kennen, so that's going to do him nothing when they get into the team fights. So he hasn't gotten to stack his armor yet, which he wants to do. Khan's in the jungle. He's going to get chased out by the Sejuani. He's just going to get some deep vision.
On the flip side, though, it is the Spirit Visage completed by the Scion. That's not a bad item for Scion at all. With the health regen and the way that he's scaled, he's not going to be hurting too bad.
Yep, but even still, the resistances won't help him against the other members of Squidward's house. Just one of the benefits of...
That Kindred's looking fairly spicy, so... You never know how fast the Kindred's going to rip your Scion apart, and that's definitely a previously unsaid sentence in human history.
Yep, so we have 2 Borks finished for Squidward's house now. Both the AD carry and the mid laner have finished their Blade of the Ruin King. All that percent HP damage. Lifesteal would be really nice.
Borks are so good into the Sejuani and the Scion both, too. Such a solid item. Scion's running around 5,000 health. It's like, doesn't matter. I do percentage.
Good rush by the Kennen, going to avoid that decimating smash. He's not going to trade any damage back, but he's avoiding some damage on himself. Both top laners have no TP right now.
That's what I said. He was going to get it, right? Eventually, he was going to get it, and he's starting to get it.
Yep, so gold lead hasn't really grown. We're going to have an engage on the bot side. So, Lux has to flash out. That's going to be the ultimate from the Sivir, used to disengage that fight. But no losses other than that flash and ultimate.
That is a pretty heavy commit, though, out of the Recon. Flash is pretty integral.
Lux ignited someone, too.
Yeah.
So, a little bit more loss. I'm not sure who she ignited or why. She might have ignited the Lucian just to avoid some of the lifesteal.
From what I saw, it all happened very quickly, but I believe it was actually on Haru. It looked like
So, Sivir's going to face check the bush.
Jungle camps, bro! Jungle camps!
And so that's going to be both of the bot lane falling right now. Rakan might fall to the tower. He does end up falling, but Vi is going to get caught by the jungle and mid duo of Cloud10. Sejuani's looking for more. She's going to land the Glacial Prison onto the Lucian. He's going to try to get to the wall, but he's going to be stuck inside the baby cage, and he's going to go down.
Shutdown.
Scion's looking for some more. The dash has already been used by the Kennen, so he's going to take some damage on the way out, as he couldn't avoid that decimating smash. The electrical surge, not the dash. Or a lightning rush, whatever.
LEC loves their stories on their broadcast, and so far, to compare, the story of this game has been jungle. They hate those frogs so much. Like, why are these frogs on my map? Let's commit 10 people to get rid of a frog.
With the baby cage down, Kindred's looking for a whole lot of damage on the Viger. That's going to be flashes commit by both mid laners, and Kindred's going to get the kill.
No ult necessary, anything, as Sion's going to pop the Herald in the top lane here. I don't really foresee Kennen stopping the Herald.
Yeah, the plates are down though, so this isn't going to be a lot of gold. That's just going to be damage on the top tower, since the wave wasn't really in a place for Sion to take it. So not entirely worth, because if I remember correctly, they gave up a play bot side to get that Rift Herald, and they didn't really get anything off of it.
There's Infernal going over as well.
Scuffle in the bot lane right now. Silver's going to take a whole lot of burst damage, has to flash out of there. We have a TP commit from Cloud10. What a good Lux ultimate, but an even better Kindred ultimate to keep them alive. There's just no damage. Whoa. There's a whole lot of damage when the Scion arrives, but they just don't have enough from the Sivir, who had to get out and doesn't. And then, Lux goes down too. Vi dies to the trade kill from the Scion passive. So we have a lot of commits. We have all ultimates except for the Kennen ultimate used and the Viger ultimate. We have another engage into the mid lane, but the baby cage says no right now, but then there's the Viger ultimate.
Why are you going in there? You know what? I know why he went in there. He's like, bro, you said we were going to throw down in the jungle. We did throw down in the jungle. Why didn't you come in there? We were supposed to fight. And he was just, he had a tear in his eyes. His vision was obscured. He got caught in the baby cage. That's the only story I can come up with that. And please don't make me try that hard again.
So yeah, all ultimates except the Kennen ultimate used in that fight. Actually, maybe the Sejuani ultimate wasn't up during that fight because now it's back up. But that's going to be tower, first tower. There we go. Hard to look at the mini-map. First tower going to the Kennen, solo proximity gold. So that's pretty good for the Kennen, who already has his Hextech Proto Belt. Vi going in on the Viger, but Sejuani's right here, so that's going to be some good CC. But the Viger is going to go down. Vi is just too tanky for the Sejuani to handle. And Sejuani's going to be going down to the Kindred Roam, who's going to be dealing all that percent HP damage with the board. She's just going to blast her over the wall! And there's not going to be a kill onto the Sejuani, just the one so far onto the Viger. But Kennen is looking to go onto the Scion right now. He's not going to land any of the stuff so far. He's going to get binded by the Lux. But that's the fight. Probably disengaged.
This Kindred is
looking to go in on the Sivir right now. Sivir can't do anything. You shouldn't have been there. You have no backup, and you know that everybody else is on top side. You have no reason to be there. You are on the weak side of the map, sir.
15-7, 2 Dragon, 6,000 gold lead at only 18 minutes. This is looking pretty grim here for Cloud10. Apparently Squidward's house is the jungle itself, because they're saying, we live here, you get out. Oh my goodness.
He's going to deal a whole lot of damage to the Lux, but he's going to have to blow the heal to the light binding that's trapped him underneath the tower. He's going to ult, and he's going to take more damage to the tower. He's alive.
He doesn't
about
care.
150 HP.
He just... miss.
Yeah.
This guy just doesn't care. He lives on the edge.
Lux threw out the ultimate, but Lucian has his dash. He shouldn't get hit by that. If he gets hit by that, he's a moron. But he did, honestly.
You're not wrong, but
if you have item mobility evolution and you get hit by that binding with nothing forcing you to go anywhere, you're an idiot. But he doesn't get hit, so he's not an idiot. I don't mind saying it if he didn't get hit.
We did see Lucian pick up a second item here before the Sivir really even has a start of a second item. It's only up, 6 CS, but he's got a 6 kill advantage over the Sivir right now.
Yeah, like I said, Lucian likes that Essence Reaver buff. Bonus damage to it, but so does Sivir. Sivir has that as the first item rush. Both of them grabbing Berserker's Greaves. But yeah, full item lead for Lucian right now.
Kennen's also got a significant item up in the top lane too, has the Zonia, so he can start looking for those big flank engages to get those huge team fights going. I can almost promise you they're going to be in the jungle.
Kindred going to run into 2 in the jungle. He's going to get blown up. Ooh. Can't even get the ultimate off because of the baby cage.
That was unfortunate. Poor Kindred there. You saw them trying to slide through the baby cage there and just clipped right into the edge of it.
Yeah, so a power play in the mid lane now for...
another baby cage!
As Rukad takes so much damage The Lux ultimate not going to quite connect the final spark. Lucian's on the flank, but I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do over here.
Lucian, what are you doing, bro?
He has no ability to get out of here. That's Lucian prison, and he's going to get blown up again. Except he gets out.
He lived. What happened?
The heck? He disappeared from my screen, and I thought he was dead.
No, he just dashed back. This guy is insane. He
does not care.
Guy is just not following any of the rules. He's defining his own. You can see Drake will be spawning here in just a few seconds as C10 is gathering around. Not really closing much of that gold gap. It is down to 5,000 from 6, but picking that Kindred has to be huge for them. Has to feel good, get them back in the game, as we are probably going to see a fight around Dragon. Since, hey, I mean, we're fighting for the jungle. Why not fight for the big jungle thing?
Lucian uses his dash over the wall
to get into the pit. Oh
just like Sejuani, you're not going to go in on me.
This guy's name is like Chad Thunderchest or something.
Oh, with the humanity. And that's going to be Ocean Drake going over to Squidward's house as they continue to control the map. Cloud10 still relying on the scaling. They still outscale in pretty much all of their positions. Viger obviously has infinite scaling. Sivir, once she can get to 3-4 items, she will do so much more damage than the Lucian and at a much larger range. And then tanks also scale with the game. But can they last long enough?
Exactly. Can you outscale the nastiness of humanity? Like, he's a true alpha male. He does not care about anything beyond his own scope. And that brings a diverse dynamic to the game. He's the wild card. You never know when he's going to go in 5v1 into your backline and eat 5 ultimates and die instantly. And that, to me, is a powerful dynamic for their team.
Yeah. It is really hard to siege into this Viger Sivir, though. There's a whole lot of wave over here. So long as Sivir doesn't stand still and disconnect, I assume. But that's going to be a kill going over to Ken, and that's not very good. Lucian blows up, and the Kindred ultimate is just too late. Lucian goes down, so we have a trade of 80 carries. I'm not sure if Sivir disconnected. Sion's ulting down the mid lane. He's barreling down. There's no Kindred ultimate, but it doesn't matter. The Kindred ultimate is huge. It does so much damage to everybody. Viger doesn't make it out. There's still a lot of trade damage back, but the Kindred's going to take down the Sejuani. We currently have a 3-for-2 currently in the favor of Squidward's house, but pretty low health bars for all of Squidward's house. But there's just no damage left for Cloud10 right now. Just the Lux.
They lost both their wave clears there, so Kindred's going to start knocking down towers very quickly here. And I want to hate this, but I really just can't hate it. Especially into an immobile mage like Vhagar. It almost makes sense. Like, I feel dirty. Like, I feel like I need a shower just saying that.
Yeah, Viger didn't get to do anything in that fight. So we have a disconnect from Viger right now. We're going to see if we're going to have a pause. Yep, we have a pause. Looks like Viger disconnected. Sivir looks like she's back. I don't know if she just disconnected earlier in that fight when she stood still and just got nuked.
No, that's a mind game.
It's a mind game. Yeah, they baited the Lucian.
You give up the mid tower because now Lucian, you see, look at this. All the outers are down. Right? Mm-hmm. So now Lucian, he sees that extra third of the map that he can be in at all times. Mm-hmm. So he's going to come in, but they're going to ward their own jungle. And they're going to commit 5 to Lucian. Because Lucian's coming for your Krugs, bro. Like, he's going to get in there. They're not going to live. Dude kills him in like 3 hits. And that's the game plan right here, right now. No, on a more serious note, though, this is a slobber knocker, as certain announcers would call this. And
we have 28 kills, 23 minutes.
Squidward's house does have to start thinking about actually making a big coordinated push or a Baron play or something similar. Because what I'm seeing here is that they're winning skirmishes and they're just trading back, but they're not really doing any focused objectives. They're just, finding picks here and there, winning through little visual plays and winning fights around, like Drake and everything. But if they want to actually close out this game before the scaling, we're going to have to start seeing some aggressive Baron vision and less of whatever's going on right now.
Yeah. Somewhat fortunately for Squidward's house, Sivir is not getting anything from these fights. She has 1 assist right now and 5 deaths, no kills. So she's not even getting involved in these fights. She's usually dying before they start. But On the other hand, Viger's getting a bunch of kills. He's actually sitting on 2.5 items right now. He's working on that Rabadon's death cap right now, I think, is what that needlessly large rod will be turned into. But he does have the Zonias and the Luden's Echo, so he's kind of strong right now. Has a whole lot of burst, and everybody's squishy on Squidward's house.
Yeah, I mean, squishy is the squishies in this are just getting deleted. It's like, I feel bad for you as the play-by-play caster. You're like, and then comes and there's 4 people dead, and then he uses the and then there's another 2 people dead. Welcome to this game.
Nothing happens, and then Kennen gets an ultimate, and then Viger one-shots somebody.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no.
And then the fight's over.
There's no Captain Flowers word flow rap available in this game. That is for certain.
Yeah. So whenever we get out of this pause right now, Sivir has nowhere to go in the bot lane if you just look at the minimap right now. Kindred has the flank, and Sivir has nowhere to go, and nobody nearby to help her. So that's probably going to be a kill once we get out of the pause. Unless Sivir can turn it around onto the Kindred or avoid the death somehow. They both are sitting on full summoner spells. But just drawing attention to that while we are in this pause right now. 5,000 gold lead.
I can think of is the second that Kindred shows, if Sivir instantly flash ults, and then when the ult speed burst wears off, it's 40% for 2 seconds, heals, maybe. But I mean, it's going to have to be like flash R, run as fast as you can, and then heal. That's the only way you're really getting out of that one.
If you can spell shield the slow from Kindred, maybe, but that's a pretty hard timing to get. Kindred is on vision right now. There's a pink ward, there's a tower, there's a minion wave. There's no way Sivir doesn't see the Kindred. Even in this pause, even if the camera's not on her right now. So they might just be strategizing for how to do that right now. But yeah, a pretty rough situation for the Sivir right now. But yeah, 5,000 gold lead for Squidward's house. There's not a whole lot to look at for the item builds right now. Kindred has finished that Runan's Hurricane. Yeah, I was right the first time. Vi has a Duskblade. Vi is looking to one-shot somebody.
Yeah, that's the thing.
A lethality Vi?
Yeah.
Usually you see them try to rush for that Trinity Force. Gives them pretty good mana return, attack speed, damage, tankiness. Viger is back, so we should be getting out of the pause soon. Kennen's pretty is standard. Not pretty standard. Is standard right now. Yeah, item builds are pretty straightforward. We have 4 minutes left on the pause for Cloud 10 right now.
Looks like they did say that they are ready here in just a second, though, so we'll be getting right back to the action.
CS leads have closed. We have 10 in the top side, about 20 in the mid lane, and then the 80 carries are even now. So the difference is mostly kills and towers. And we are back into the game. And we're immediately beginning to be going into the bot lane where Kindred is trying to chase down the Sivir, but also doesn't have a whole lot of vision in that jungle, so might be a little bit afraid. Sivir has no idea that Kindred's here, or she's going for the execute. She might be able to get this. Kindred's just a little bit too slow. She is going to just get the execute.
And the flash.
The minions saved it, and the Kindred does commit the flash to that, as there is an attempted engage for Squidward's house in the mid lane, but nothing's going to come of it. We have the light bindings. We have Sion being himself.
It's a little bit rough when you're going positively for an execute at 24 minutes. Like, yeah, I got executed at 24. Things might have been turned a little sideways at some point during the game for the Sivir. Yeah. He needs to learn to juke him.
We didn't give that option to the Sivir. We really didn't. We did not give that option. We were like, you can maybe flash and heal and ultimate away. We never really thought of the execute, but this is going to be a barren start for Squidward's house now. They're not shredding through it particularly quickly, but that double Ocean Drake is going to keep them pretty healthy right now. Sejuani is here. She's sitting on a ward, though. They do have vision. They don't have vision into the pit. And Sion goes in, but that's going to be nobody who can follow him. That's going to be a huge Sion ultimate, but the cannon ultimate shreds everybody. as there's going to be a ton of damage turned around. Lucian does get stuck in the Glacial Prison by the Sejuani, as Sejuani manages to turn around another kill, so it's not a win for Cloud10, but they did stop the Baron, and they traded 3 kills for 4, which isn't the worst outcome to that play.
But you gotta look at that. The slicing Maelstrom coming out of Lynx has been so effective. That's the third one that has just been huge. It should be an easy tower here, I think, as long as they play their cards right and just, yeah, Sejuani just used the W there, so they should be able to dash around that. And...
Sejuani really can't do anything, but that's going to be the final spark getting the kill on the Lucian. They will get the tower, but that is a kill going over to the Lux right now, and Kennan's getting chased down by the Sejuani right now. That is going to be the Permafrost going down onto the Kennen, but he's going to get out of there. He's just too quick. He's too fast. Doesn't matter how many stuns you have in your kit. He's getting out of there.
Only had just barely enough energy for the E, because, if you use the E in a greedy way like you did to get away from the tower, you don't get that energy refund, and it takes about half your bar.
Yep.
So that was one more second, and Kennen would have been dead there. I can only imagine the player on the other side. They're just mashing the key.
So now Cloud10 gets to clear out vision around the Baron and set up their own. So top side of the map, they actually have some really good vision. It's not just defensive vision in their jungle now. So they will know if that gets started up, or at least if their vision gets cleared. Viger's still fishing for those stuns, but that's going to be a lot of damage onto the Kindred. The ultimate is going to get popped to counter the Viger ultimate, but that is a huge teamfight ultimate expended by the Kindred, and it only costs the Viger ultimate, which is on a shorter cooldown as well.
I was going to say the Viger ultimate is going to be back here. Honestly, it's probably halfway, as we are seeing some signs of life here out of Cloud10, but we haven't seen a Chad Lucian play in a while. So the next time that he decides he wants to flex and tear off the arms of his shirt, the mountain is actually integral at this point when the objectives are so huge and you want that. So taking that mountain, the double ocean feels good, but the mountain feels really good right now. Especially not giving it over, too.
Cloud10 could position for that Baron right now. There will be a minute and a half where all ultimates will be up for Cloud10, and that Kindred ultimate will still not be up. So they have a pretty good window there. But it looks like they're just going to settle to reset right now. They probably are looking for some item sets or something like that. That is a Thornmail finished for Sejuani. I don't know how long ago she finished that up. But that'll be pretty good against the Lucian and the Kindred, who are both heavy auto attackers. Going to be reducing the healing that they get from that Bork. But we have identical builds, basically, for the Kindred and the Lucian, with the exception of the Runaan's Hurricane and the Essence Reaver, even in the same order right now.
I mean, they're men of culture. They know what they need to get things done.
Yep. So Bork and both working on that IE right now.
I'm not sure about the backing here, though. If they commit to this back, it only leaves 3 of them out of the base. And, I mean, C10 had vision there, and it does look like they're trending towards the Baron, and I really don't blame them. That was a very, I guess it was his Chad back. Don't care if you see me, just going to back in the mid lane anyway.
So we have the vision dance right now, as both teams are trying to set up vision around the Baron, both making sure that the other isn't sneaking it. A lot of Baron damage on both sides. We have a Mountain Drake for Cloud10, which will help them with shredding it, and there is double ocean, so for Squidward's house, so they won't go low taking the Baron. And so both teams have a decent threat. Kindred going over the wall is going to be doing a lot of burst damage to the Sivir. That's going to be the Sejuani who's going to get caught by the Vi ultimate. Sivir's already down. There's nobody nearby. Kennen is far away, so this isn't going to be a full commit from Squidward's house, but that's a good pick for any potential team fight, or even for the Baron.
That's got to be the Baron right there. Kennen has the teleport. If they go ahead and start this, I mean, you have to be thinking that this is their moment right here.
There isn't a very good flank ward right now, although if Cloud10 keeps pushing up, that one right by the Raptor pit could be a good flank. That's going to be Rakan coming up in the back, though. That's going to be a knock-up on both of the tanks. There's no damage nearby. Sion's going to be taking a whole bunch of damage. Kennen's going to get killed on the back line, but Sion got taken down, and Kindred is going ham on the backline, but she's going to get chased out. She's actually going to miss the healing from her ultimate, and that could be big, actually. But Sejuani goes down so fast. There's so much damage.
They just won't stop.
They won't stop fighting it out.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's that Duskblade.
What is happening?
That's the Duskblade from the Vi.
I don't even know how you can play-by-play cast this game because nothing makes sense and everything keeps happening.
So that's for sure the Baron. Maybe no, it's not. They're disengaging. Viger has a flank right now. He's gonna end up finishing the Baron. What the heck? Vi missed the smite. Vi didn't have smite. Viger blew up the Baron, and so it's gonna be Baron buff the Cloud. What am I watching?
What did they all come in and they're like, hey, I don't have words. I'm out of words. I'm out of English. I can't English anymore right now.
What on earth? Vi's gonna get chased out of the jungle by the Viger now, but Cloud 10 has Baron buff on how many members now? Just one, maybe two people now. They have Baron buff on Sivir and Viger right now, which is all you need, because Viger's been pushing the side lane. They can't kill him because he can blow up any one person. So they have to commit multiple people, and then they win the team fight with Sivir.
These last 3 minutes literally feel like I just turned on this salty team motion. Like, and you know, no disrespect about these teams. They both fought really hard to get here, and I respect them both. I think, and it's not even a communication thing. It's just like one of those things where you're so committed that you just keep going.
This is still game one, but this is going to be a little bit out of position for Cloud 10 right now. That Slicing Maelstrom does a lot of damage. Sivir doesn't quite go down to it, and Lux takes a lot of damage. That's going to be a stun onto the Sivir. Kennan's going ham, trying to get these kills. Might be able to finish off the Lux. He does end up getting the Lux, but the Sivir is critically still alive. That was almost a one-shot from the Kindred, though. That red buff burn isn't quite enough to kill the Sivir, as she gets out with the Baron buff.
Yeah, they're not really doing anything with the Baron buff, and you know, that upsets me because this is your in right here, and you know, they're going to have double Infernal, double Ocean. That is a scaling for their high damage position, especially, you know, start thinking about another 8% AP on that Kennen, who's just already tearing your team apart with that Slicing Maelstrom. I mean, I felt like Cloud 10 really gave up their in. The gold lead's back to 6,000 again. I mean, another Drake goes over, and the Baron buff will be expiring on the remaining members here before too long. So, I mean, I really, truly feel like C10 needs to team fight and win right now, or this first game is basically closing its door on them very quick.
Yeah, the Baron buff has about a minute left right now.
But at the same time, you know, obviously they're not going to be too aggressive because of the buff on them. Squidward's house is not really taking any aggressive stances. You know, they danced around that Baron for so long. They've just sort of been, like, slowly pushing side lanes, building. And they have to realize that C10 will eventually scale to the point where Sivir can literally just throw a Q and press and right-click and you die.
At best, this is a neutral Baron buff so far. It might actually be a negative Baron buff power play. As soon as this finishes in about 30 seconds.
It's about neutral.
It's about neutral. It might be a little bit of a loss because I think they were 6K down before.
Yeah.
Although they might have been 7K, but they're like 6,500 down right now.
I'd really like to see the Spanish teacher here on the Scion just kind of go for it in the same way that Kennen has. You know, get your Scion in there and then go for the kill.
Oh, yes, we have a good old NA Ram right now.
I mean, right here, he can. I was gonna say he can turn it right here. Veigar is on the flank. All he has to do is land his ult. Veigar comes in with the baby cage, and the damage is there with the Sedge ult. It's just the execution.
So they don't know that Rakan just backed, so right now it would be a 5v4 if Cloud10 decided to engage on it, but they didn't have vision of the Rakan. He threw down the pink ward before he backed. So he's going to be able to rejoin the team before any fight starts, and the Baron buff is down now.
Yeah, 6,500 gold difference here, so I believe they actually did lose a little bit on power play there. But, I mean, you know, honestly, I don't mean to disparage them, because if they didn't steal that, they basically lost the game right there. So the fact that they're still in the game itself can be considered a power play.
Yeah, and if they can get a good fight, they still have a really strong scaling team composition right now. If Sivir can just finish this third item, she did go for the Phantom Dancer instead of the more conventional. Whoa, that's a one shot on the Rakan. As he gets caught by the baby cage, and he's done.
Yeah, these are things that happen, especially, and check out the CDR on that Veigar now, 10% from runes, and what are we looking at here? 30% from items, so 40% CDR on the Veigar here. He's just going to be pressing that R button here and again. It's coming back in about 10 seconds or so already, 15 seconds.
I don't know why Cloud10 didn't go in on that. It was a 5v4. They have all of their ultimates except the Veigar ultimate up. They have so much damage. The Kennen wasn't on a flank. He was running for the hills.
Well, I think the actual answer here is that they're letting Lucian show his power. Like, he needs to take his shirt off and beat his chest a little bit, then they'll fight. Yeah. We are going to see a Baron here, and I was going to say in about 43 seconds, there's going to be another Baron coming up here. So we'll see if Dragon AK-47 can steal. I love that name.
So Lashin, wow. Lucian has a QSS now. So if he gets caught by that glacial prison from the Sejuani, he has a way to get rid of it now. Which is pretty important, but that's going to be a burst damage onto the Veigar. He's not going to be able to get out of there. Sivir's going to take a lot of damage, has to flash out now. That's both summoner spells used by Sivir. Veigar didn't even get to flash. He was charmed and knocked up and dead before he had any time
to really need there to get this next Baron. And it looks like they're actually using the Rakan to distract from the Baron, which I really like here.
Sejuani is here. We could see a potential steal. We do have the steal from the Sejuani, and she takes another Baron goes to Cloud10. They have to disengage this fight. They can't fight this. They are down Veigar. Sion ults out, but Rakan blocks it with the end. Whatever. The Grand Entrance. Sion does end up going down. Can't get out of there. That's more fighting. Not quite. We do have some minion clearing is what I saw in the corner of my screen.
Double Baron steal, but the difference is still that 6,500 gold. Like, when are these Baron steals gonna matter? What are we in here? We approaching 40 minutes in a meta where the average game is ending in 29 to 32. You'd say
the second Baron is stronger, but there's so much damage onto the Sejuani. Vi goes in. I'm not sure if they can do this, but Vi does end up taking down the Sejuani. There's a lot of damage as Zonia's is used underneath the tower. That's going to be the final spark. Is not going to quite get the kill, but Lucian has nowhere to go. His dash was on cooldown. He can't get over that wall. So actually, a 2-for-1 trade in that particular engagement. They do lose one of their Baron buffs for Cloud10, but not too bad. They're continuing to stem this bleeding, get more items onto that Sivir. Potentially a win condition is just to stall the game, because eventually a gold deficit doesn't matter when everybody is at full items.
Absolutely, and you can see Hito Jukum is actually pinging the Elder Dragon like mad. So they're either going for it, which obviously it looks like they are, but I mean, look at this. Squidward's house is not wasting any time, and it's only got 8,000 health. I don't think they're really going to make it in time unless Sion ults right now, which
they also have no smite to steal it. Although there is no smite from the Vi, that was almost a steal.
Oh boy!
But not quite.
Were you in the same camp as me there? Were you expecting Kindred to have a smite? Because I was totally expecting Kindred to have a smite. My brain broke a little bit there.
Yeah,
I was waiting for Kindred to smite the Elder Drake.
So the final spark lift the Elder Drake at about 60 HP or so. So almost another major objective steal for Cloud10, but this one
and that would have been the third member of Cloud10 to steal one. Each one so far has been unique.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely want to look for a fight, even with that double Infernal, double Ocean, even versus the Baron. You want to be fighting right now because you have that burn, which is so potent.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Kennen matching in the bot lane right now. I feel like you want to be with your team and just slamming it down because both have TP right now. The wave's kind of neutral. I hope to see Blinks just sort of get with his team here soon and not force out his TP.
Elder buff will last a little bit longer than the Baron buff, but not by that much.
Yeah,
it'll be about 20 seconds or so.
And that is basically their spike right now.
Yeah. But yeah, with four dragons, like you mentioned, this is a really strong Elder Dragon buff. They're just not looking for the fight. And Cloud10 trying not to give them the fight. Trying to get some vision, but not overcommitting right now. Just happy to clear out the waves.
They can afford to skirmish, too, because with the Double Ocean Elder, you're actually getting 12% of your health every tick. And, you just have to disengage for about 10 seconds to get out of combat. I believe it's actually 8. But, you get out of the combat, you get that ticket. That's significant. And they did get rid of the Banshees on Vagar there, which is actually huge. That gave him a lot of agency that he no longer has in that back line to just sit there and artillery.
So Sivir does have the 3 items, so 75% crit chance, gets mana back with that Essence Reaver, and is really strong right now. So that's a critical item breakpoint for the Sivir. She also has a QSS, so yet another thing to help stop some CC on top of her spell shield. So Sivir's in a pretty strong position right now. They've stalled long enough to make Sivir relevant at least. We'll see if it's enough.
Absolutely. Sivir's definitely relevant right now. You can see the bouncing blade just ripping through Rakan's entire shield in one.
Yeah.
And you see they just can't get in. You press W and you auto attack twice and an entire wave is gone. Oh!
So the baby cage does not quite connect to the cannon. The burst damage does not connect. Cannon comes out with plenty of HP. So far, a really good stop by Cloud10, and the Elder buff is down now. Squidward's house no longer has the buff, but they are still splitting the map right now. There isn't really somebody who can win the team fight and answer the split push right now from the cannon. You really want to look for a good fight.
It's like, are they waiting for another Baron to try to close here? Because their team was pinging the Luxalt. They're like, Luxalt, Luxalt, Luxalt. So it says to me, like, hey, we want to fight. But they're just not... There's something there that's stopping them from a full commit. And I think it's honestly a lack of confidence. I feel like some of the plays that they've made, they've had confident, good plays, but they back off of them because they're second-guessing themselves. And you really shouldn't. You don't need to. I mean, I would rather everybody commit to a bad call. That's personal feelings. Everybody committing to a bad call is better than 5 people not committing to any call.
Yeah, and you have the scaling comp, and honestly, at this point, you've scaled. You're obviously going to keep scaling, but I think Cloud10's comp is stronger. Now, the gold lead might be the difference, and the gold lead definitely feels larger than it is, since Cloud10 has been on the back foot since probably about 15 minutes.
You see, they're pinging the Baron like crazy right now. I think this decides the game, right? Like, nobody's really pushing or making any decisions here that don't revolve around the Baron. So next
top
pick,
laners
next
have
fight. Yeah, next pick, next fight is basically the game, which it was almost right there as you saw the Lux light binding miss by just a bit. It's very deceptive on that new Lux skin. It's very tiny. I feel like it's almost like an advantageous skin to have that.
Kindred looking for the kill onto the Viger. The baby cage is going to end up connecting.
Oh, no!
But that's going to get the Sejuani ultimate onto the Kindred. He's not going to die. He's going to get the ultimate off. Viger's going to go down. So this is currently a lead. Solution does so much damage. The Sivir's going to end up going down in the end. And this is already a one fight for Squidward's house. They can either choose to maybe push to end the game. They have a 5 versus 3, or they can just take the Baron and take the nice, slow, safe approach.
I yelled, oh no, there because of Kindred jumping into the actual baby cage after dodging the initial baby cage. I was like, oh, but somehow getting the ultimate down before dying and turning that into a win. As Baron he is spiking him there. I guess he just doesn't care due to how much he has. Rakan playing guard here. Oh boy.
Not going to be any steal this time. No steal this time. Neither top laner ends up TPing. Sion's going to try to go in on the cannon, but he's taking a whole lot of damage on the way out. He doesn't deal enough damage to, even though he's super tanky and lasts for a while, he just can't deal enough damage to trade back, and he's going to end up going down to the cannon. Just decides to stand still in the end. But that's an engage onto the Lux, and Lux is going to be going down way